Coming up on this week's news, a coroner rules that an electrician who worked at the government's secret spy HQ in Cheltenham died from exposure to asbestos. Legrand launches a consumer unit which communicates with your phone in real time, and the gaming industry unveils its latest blockbuster computer game to rival FIFA. It's called, I kid you not, Electrician Simulator. Welcome to Electrical News Weekly in association with Myenergi. Whether you're listening in the van, on site or down at the wholesale counter, I'm Joe Robinson and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And as always, if you think you've spotted the two words I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment them below for the chance to win a prize. A coroner has ruled that an electrician who was regularly exposed to asbestos when he worked at sites including GCHQ in Cheltenham died from an industrial disease. The death last month of Nigel Barnes of Hugglecote, Gloucester, was due to a form of lung cancer called mesothelioma. Electricians are 16 times more likely to die from this than the general population, and the only known cause is asbestos exposure. Barnes worked for the electrical contracting firm Williams Brothers in the 1980s, and in a statement made in July last year, he revealed that his job was to fit lights and fire alarms into false ceilings, where he used a small handheld drill to cut 2-inch holes. As he cut into the ceiling, dust from asbestos sheets would fall on him, and he couldn't help but breathe it in. Later in his career, he worked on the GCHQ development where he was exposed to asbestos dust in the roof of Nissan huts. Barnes was never warned about the dangers of the substance, and he was never provided with a mask. He said that it was impossible to avoid the dust. Barnes made a compensation claim which was settled before he died. And now the court has confirmed that he did in fact die from an occupational hazard. The team here at eFIXX send our deepest condolences to Mr. Barnes' family, and there's a link to further information and help about mesothelioma in the show notes. In product news, Knipex has come up with a super useful multi-purpose tool that cuts, strips and crimps. The next strip can cut cable of up to 10 square millimeters. It can strip both flexible and solid conductors from 0.03 square millimeters up to 10 square mil, and it automatically adapts to the cable's cross sections. You use the adjustable length stop to ensure consistent stripping lengths, and there's also a fine adjustment to get it perfect. The ratchet crimping mechanism guarantees the exact pressure, so you get a consistent crimp each time. It offers fast and even square crimping for individual wire ferrules in accordance with DIN 46228 parts 1 and 4. The next strip is available from wherever you get your tools, and we've done a full video review of this clever bit of kit, so have a watch of that to see what all the brouhaha is about. Legrand has launched what some are calling a consumer unit from the future. The CX3 smart electrical panel allows homeowners to view what's happening in all the circuits in their property and control them in real time. Using a smartphone or voice assistant such as Amazon's Alexa, they can see the power consumption of individual appliances and turn them on and off. They can also see the actual cost of energy used by each device thanks to the app's built-in electricity tariffs. They can schedule their lights, home appliances and electrical equipment directly in the app. For instance, they can set a daily schedule which automatically opens the blinds in the living room in the morning. Or they could program the charging of an electric vehicle to get the best tariff. They can even bring load shedding into the home for the first time. This is an algorithm which can intelligently shut down high energy appliances to prevent power failures, and the secret to all this cleverness is a technology developed by a startup called Netatmo. The breakers have a special smart module which uses Zigbee technology to talk to a gateway unit, which in turn connects to the Wi-Fi. Schneider Electric, meanwhile, has taken sustainability to a new level with a range of switches and sockets which it unveiled at a trade show in Germany last week. The Merton M Pure Ocean plastic range is made from 50% regular plastic and 50% from discarded fishermen's nets. The company says that millions of tons of plastic waste end up in the sea every year, and it wants to do its part to clean it up. The nets are collected from beaches and all along the coastline, and even from fishermen themselves. The nets are cleaned, sorted, shredded, and then the plastic is processed into a recycled polymer. This is then used by Schneider to make the wiring devices, which include switches, dimmers and sockets. Also out this week is a new computer game which developers hope will be a blockbuster franchise to rival FIFA. It's available on Xbox, PlayStation and PC, and it's called Electrician Simulator. The game revolves around 30 exciting story-based missions. These include repairing an electrical socket, fixing a kitchen appliance, and there are workbench jobs where you conduct repairs on realistically recreated electrical items. During the action, you're in a race to acquire the various tools you'll need. There are over 50 to get, including various screwdrivers, a cable detector, a soldering iron and a multimeter. You must work your way up the ranks and accept whatever jobs you are given, and as you become more adept, the jobs become larger, the pay higher, and you'll be required to juggle more tasks at once. The ultimate task is a complete rewire of a house. It's like they've taken our lives and put it into a computer game. The software company behind Electrician Simulator says the game is something entirely new in the gaming industry. The head of Take It studio, Dorian Lowe, says that the game is designed to be relaxing and fun, so nothing like the life of an electrician at all. And the first review of Electrician Simulator is in. Games editor Daniel Waite says it's a fun concept and has awarded it 3 out of 5 stars. I have genuinely already bought it and will be trying it out over the next few weeks once I figure out the controls and all that malarkey. If you try the game, let us know how you get on in the comments. And finally, a shout out to a former electrician. Darren Cunningham recently downed tools and left the trade to take up a new career as a hairdresser. At just 20 years old, he has swapped his screwdrivers for straighteners and hasn't looked back. In fact, Cunningham is aiming to be a cut above the rest, taking on the challenge of becoming the best in Britain for a new TV show. Cunningham, who co-owns a hair salon in Leicester, is one of 11 stylists vying for the crown in E4's The Big Blowout. All the very best there, Darren. The hair industry may have taken one of our own, but it's also given back in the shape of Dan McAdam. McAdam used to sell shampoo to hairdressers, but quit when he learned that his electrician mate Ross was drowning in paperwork and didn't even have time to answer his phone. So McAdam set up the Rewired agency, which helps electrical contractors take care of their admin, and it even answers the phone for them. Check out our video launching this week, which involves secret phone calls that Gary made on a burner phone to a variety of electricians, including one in a town called Little Snoring. If you think you know the words that I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments and we'll dig out a goodie bag prize to the first to get the right answers. Last week's words were cacophony and flummoxed, and the very first person to get both right was Mr. Witters8. So well done to you, sir. Click the link in the show notes to claim your prize. That's it for this week, but keep watching our YouTube channel because we've got some excellent content coming up, including Gary's paying a visit to Newark College on Monday as part of his College Connections tour. We take a look at a very clever 3-phase connector from Scami that allows you to change the direction of a motor, and we've got a couple of Q&As on conduit and car parks, so make sure you stay tuned for all of that. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly in association with Myenergi. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great week, stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque calibrated arm.